Yo, what's happening? We are back with Religiously Incorrect. I am Pastor Jeff with my main man, Pastor Todd.
What's up?
Welcome back. How's it going? How's y'all New Year doing?
We are here. Is it too late to say Happy New Year?
It's still in January.
It's still January?
It's still January.
Because by February, we're saying Assalamu Alaikum. Peace to you, my black brother and sister.
Everybody done failed on their New Year's resolutions already.
Yeah. Planet Fitness made their money. Planet Fitness, Jenny Craig, the 52-week savings challenge. You know how they.
I was just at the mall today, and I went and got me some new kicks, and it's like, oh, we got a lot of new kicks in. A whole bunch of them come in at the beginning of the year.
Oh yeah, because
I didn't know that.
Everybody's doing the exercise stuff. You know, my funny thing is the math, like on these savings challenges, when they be like, if you save $1 a day, you'll have $2,500,000 at the end of the year. I'm like, who did this? Who made this math up?
Ain't nobody.
It's bad, man.
Right.
It's terrible.
You need that dollar for the vending machine at work.
Exactly.
Nobody's trying to use that.
Absolutely. So what's popping, man? What's going on?
What's happening, man? We are in the season for the Super Bowl, right?
It's Super Bowl season. You know,
I've stopped watching football. Who in there?
It's Kansas City and the Niners. You know you didn't stop watching football.
I really have.
Let's be honest. Number one.
I'm a Browns fan. I quit.
You don't quit. Y'all just watch everybody else and root against whoever already beat y'all. That's what Browns fans do. But, I mean, we got Kansas City, and you know what? I'm just happy we got new teams.
Yeah.
I'm glad to see new teams.
Well, I mean, San Francisco was a old team who was always winning back in the day.
True. We was coming
Craig,
up. Yeah. Jerry Rice. And again, I can't say it enough. This is just going to be a running joke for me. My kids ask me, who's Jerry Rice? I'm like, am I like,
you should have whooped him for that.
I think, you know what? I think I'm going to do that. I think that I'm going to start this new rule and say, look, man, I'm going to whoop you if you don't look this up on YouTube first. You look up everything else.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't stop asking me about my heroes, like they don't exist. Because that hurts your feelings, man.
Right, it does.
It hurts.
So can Patrick Mahomes beat this high-powered?
You know, I don't know because, I mean, you know, it was said like this, and I'll just steal it. I think on one podcast I was listening to, if you had to put it on somebody's shoulders, Mahomes could do it, but Garoppolo couldn't because he's more the weaker. He kind of puts me in the, who's one of them quarterbacks that didn't even deserve to win a Super Bowl, but like the team? Who was the one Baltimore Ravens dude a couple years ago when they had the defense?
Yeah, I don't know his name.
And they had like,
right.
No, it wasn't Flacco. Before Flacco, it was another one. It was before Flacco. This is back before Flacco.
Okay.
Big Mike says Flacco, but he was average too. He was average too. But I mean, there's been a couple teams that had like basically like WWE B-list stars as a quarterback.
I think the Rams quarterback when they won.
Kurt Warner.
Kurt Warner wasn't. He wasn't. You know, he was. Come on,
but
man.
he was the feel-good story because didn't he like get out the league for a while and he was like bagging groceries or something in the CFL.
Yeah.
He was like he was like a parking lot attendant at the stadium. And then they hired him. So
I mean, San Francisco was just so high-powered, though, man.
But we didn't see it coming, and you know. They've only lost 3 games by like 10 points total or something like that. So it's like they've been under. And I think West Coast teams get that a lot.
Yeah.
And I think the days of the Oakland Raiders and all that of that glitz and glam of the West Coast is not here anymore. So we forgot what's going on over there.
Right.
And they're looking good. You know, one of my brothers was a high-powered San Fran fan back in the day. We got some brothers in the church. So we just see what goes. I just want to have a good time, man. We have a Super Bowl party. Everybody's invited to the Super Bowl party. You can just come.
So now you're telling everybody on Facebook they're invited to the Super Bowl
party? If you can find me, you can come hang out. You can find me. You know, whatever.
Well, what's the address of the Super Bowl party?
I won't be. Let the Lord tell you. Let the Lord minister to you. Anyway, 1510 Main Avenue, Southwest in Warren, Ohio.
It's going to be an altar call after the Super Bowl.
Right. So our series, Pastor Jeff, is Love and Marriage.
Yes, sir.
And last time we talked about Netflix and pics, which I'm counting on the editor to do what he needs to do. This is what I want to call a Love Unfiltered.
Love Unfiltered.
And we talked about it in the last episode a little bit. But what effect has the social media age had on love and relationships besides all the relationships it's destroyed?
I think
because it's destroyed.
Yeah, it's done. It's done. I think it's very high powered. You know, I mean, I think as far as the dating sites. Now, obviously, I was married before all that came out, so I don't know how.
Lord.
Hey, man, because
I thought MySpace was something.
Woo.
Black Planet with them little grainy pictures you can hardly see.
I mean, but it opens it up to a vast of people, and truth be told, half the people are faking the funk. I mean, you put in the picture.
All right, in the show right there. Thank you for watching Religiously Incorrect. That was pretty much the whole show. Everybody's faking the funk on social media.
I mean, come on, man. You are 63 years old and you put a picture on there when you 25. Dang you. You ain't got no more muscles.
Why everybody got baby skin? Everybody got baby porcelain skin. Your face ain't that smooth.
Exactly. I mean, these filters.
Hey, if all you can see is headshots.
Come on.
Listen.
I hate
they
that.
Be fired too.
Yes. Just put your whole body on there. We know you fat.
Listen.
Excuse me.
Listen,
I mean,
see, why you body shaming, man?
And it's not.
You are body.
It's not about.
Send your emails
just
to
love yourself.
religiouslyincorrect.com.
Love yourself enough to put the whole picture on there.
Hey, I'll be judging friend requests by the pictures I see. I'll be like, you know what? Let me click on it a few more, because it might not. It's not just about body stuff. It's like, what else in your life am I missing here that I won't see until I click yes.
Right.
And next thing you know, it's like weed and dope and where the gas at.
And you only watch the twerking video for 5 minutes and then you turn it off.
Oh, yeah. And then the stuff people share. The stuff people 5 minutes. I got a 90-second limit before I call it the 90-second lust limit.
It's a lust limit.
God has given me 89 seconds to pretend like I don't know. And I'll be like, I don't know what this is. What? Because old people be doing that real good. They know they be looking at something. I don't know what this is. Girl, that girl been shaking her booty for 2 minutes. You know exactly what it is.
The funny thing is, I remember back in the day, everybody was like, somebody hacked my account. No, you turned on that picture.
Nobody hacked your account.
You turned on that video and you watched it. Now it's going through everybody's thing. Man, I don't know how I'm turning this off. No,
and that's crazy because people don't even know what hacking is.
Right.
It's like you weren't hacked. Ain't nobody taking no time to hack you. Nobody want pictures of your grandkids.
You work at Kmart. That's why we're hacking you.
We want your EBT card. What we gonna do with this? So love. We talked about how it's shifted, it's changed expectations and all that stuff. Social media has created the fakeness. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we have the image. Remember this old Sprite commercials?
First thing first, obey your thirst.
Not that one. Image is everything.
Image is everything. Yes. I think Kobe Bryant done that.
Yeah, he was in that. See.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Moment of silence for Jeff. This is gonna be a running. Right. Throw Kobe into every episode now. But image is everything. Thirst is nothing. Image is everything. Thirst nothing. Whatever it is. But it really has become an image dominated in every way, shape, or form. And so while we're talking about pictures, I really do believe like the whole picture filter thing is the least. What really is a narrative we're trying to tell about ourselves, whether you're in a relationship, whether you're seeking a relationship. TMI doesn't exist anymore.
Oh my God.
There's no such thing as TMI. And we can talk about a litany of things, health issues. I don't want to see your surgeries. I don't want to see all this. But it even goes into like relationships.
Absolutely.
I mean, the second somebody broke up.
Yep.
I'm officially single right now. I mean, like literally it's on there. Or I got a new boo right now. I just rolled over. It's so sudden. And then there's the need to keep up the image of happiness.
Yeah.
Stability.
Yes.
Of loyalty. Of happiness in spite of what everybody might have heard or seen. So now you got to put up that sort of mea culpa statement kind of thing where you're about to let everybody know you're addressing somebody or somebody's and all that. And I think that's created this exhibitionist kind of culture that has kind of exploited what pure love should be. Right. And it doesn't mean you hide from the world. It doesn't mean you're high, even married, you're happily married, God bless you, take your little pics, it's Valentine's Day, that's great. If you met somebody new and you're announcing yourself to the world, there's nothing wrong with that. But the image
I would even say though,
maybe you
give
shouldn't.
it some time.
Okay, that's a good one.
You know,
so
you met somebody, give it a few minutes.
What's a good time period, Pastor Jeff, that you meet somebody? When should it go on social media? I mean,
I would say go through your dating phase. Stay single. Don't change your relationship to it's complicated. I'm in a relationship with such and such. Don't nobody.
Did I ever tell you about the church mother that had "It's Complicated" on her Facebook page? She was like 79. It started a Facebook page, and it was like, "It's complicated."
How is it complicated?
You're complicated.
You're about to die.
You about to have complications. You're too old to be complicated.
Well,
I don't get it. How long? I mean, but we said that if dating really doesn't happen,
yeah, that's the truth.
You know what I mean? I mean, it sounds hokey, but when I met me and my wife were just having a debate about when we were official.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when we were official. But again, that comes from that kind of hokey, old-fashioned, going steady.
Right.
You know, we're exclusive,
mm-hmm.
or whatever, and you know. That process is not always happening,
right?
The way you traditionally thought. So
I mean, before I answer that, let's go back because you just said something I need to touch on. So, is there a difference between dating and, like you said, going official? I mean, from what I was taught, dating is collecting data. You're getting to know this person. But can you date more than one person? Is it wrong to date more than one person?
Some people openly declare.
Let me ask you this. Would you tell your daughter just to date one person at a time?
You know,
Shamika, I hope you're watching. Shamika.
Well, you know, I'll be honest. We were raised on friends, and Shamika would tell you, hey, there was a couple male friends I could go out to eat with to do this, but you're talking about a certain type of lifestyle where you know you're not doing certain things.
There you go.
And I'm not trying to, make her chase or, or judge other people, but it's just, hey, if you're just going to Perkins with somebody, just sitting on the couch watching a show or something, and that's the extent of it, and usually in those days there were still, believe it or not, more people than we want to admit who that's pretty much all it is.
Right,
everybody.
Right.
But in this day and age where it might turn into something drastically more very quickly, I couldn't see advising my daughter. Because, again, with the idea of love and sexuality changing so rapidly, you always want to believe the best about everybody.
Right.
But if you know the society and social expectations they're living with, you just got to be like, look, well, at least don't be betwing three cats if this is what it's going to be.
Right.
All right?
And like you said,
we ain't about to be community booty, up in here. I be seeing the post like, girl, you and him, he for everybody. And, I mean, it's real. And they will say it openly.
Absolutely. And in today's day and age, we have to be very careful because guys have that issue in their head that if you ain't gonna be with me, you ain't gonna be with nobody else,
and that's dangerous.
It's very dangerous.
And it's they call it toxic masculinity, and I don't know who's emboldened. And it's the exhibitionism, that the idea of public embarrassment, the idea that you are obsessed over a person at a distance without getting to know them as personally as you ought to,
right.
And now you did get them. And now, like you said, I mean, we have people, unfortunately, murderers. You have, abuse situations over, your mind. And again, it always existed. Let's not pretend It didn't always exist.
Right.
But that does create that dynamic, I think, stronger. And because you're living your life so publicly and because you want to look like you got this locked down, again, it's not just kids starting fights on social media that end up in real physical confrontations, females fighting over a man, men doing domestic, issues. We talk about kids starting stuff, when they come to school and it's an issue. That stuff is happening because of the image, because of the public embarrassment, because of the exhibitionism. You throw yourself out there, if you want to do your dirt, you do it off camera. Nobody knows. It's just you and the person. It don't work. And if you out there in front of your 5,000 friends.
Right. Let me help y'all out. Listen. If you're going to do what, everybody making these shows now, Facebook Live shows, I think there's just some things that ought to be off limits. Your bedroom ought to be off limits.
I've always had that rule. Like, number one, I don't even go live from my house very much. I just sit at my kitchen table or something like that.
Right.
But I am not. And I don't care if you think you're the relationship experts, you're the love gurus.
Pillow talk.
Or you're trying to take people on your journey.
Mm-hmm.
Some parts of the journey are not for everybody to be, involved with,
And then listen, if y'all gonna go live from the bedroom, wash your sheets.
Man, listen.
And your pillows, just help us out.
At least spray for bed bugs or something. I mean, you got something crawling on your headboard. Dirty drawers hanging on the side.
Exactly.
We see the
exactly.
mirror. We can see the mirror reflection
That
of the
2000 that 1992 TV
Right.
in your bedroom.
Your black and gold furniture with the panther on the wall. But here's the thing. Remember, official. You're posting up the pics. You got it. Then it ends.
Right.
And you got some people, scrubbing. And like their whole life, part of their life just disappears from their timeline, or that part of their life didn't happen. They photoshopping people out of pictures.
A lot of them just changed their whole page. I mean, you got 13 Facebook pages because you've been 13 relationships.
Listen, don't nobody lose that many phones and that many passwords.
How I got another Facebook? Well, I thought we was already friends.
No, I've stopped after a while. I'm like, look, you got 2 chances with me to lose a phone or lose a password, and then you're just gonna have to follow me from a distance or something. But that world. We cannot deny. We're in the Instagram model world. We're in the attention-getting world. And like I said, and then we talk about the dating apps and all. I mean, Match.com was just dropping when I was like, a teenager in college.
Okay.
You're talking AOL Messenger, Black Planet, MySpace. And Facebook was just for college students.
Right.
Now I don't even know what Tinder is. I mean, I just vaguely know.
Right.
And can I just say this, because I'll probably say it more than once. I am so glad I'm not looking for a mate in 2020.
It couldn't be. It can't be.
I mean, I will get a medical degree
No,
and keep my wife alive for the rest
be.
of her life if I have to. Because if I have to be on the market, I mean, I'm just gonna jump off a bridge. I mean, that is, it wouldn't be that I lost somebody. It'd be I have to look for somebody and I can't take it. It's crazy.
So they got this new challenge out, and like you said, I don't know what Tinder is. But they got this where you Instagram
the Dolly Parton
picture.
challenge.
Is that what it is?
With the Dolly Parton challenge, I don't understand what it has to do with Dolly, but I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea.
The Tinder, the Facebook, the Instagram.
And so the Tinder is when you got your shirt off and you know. I'm watching these and I'm like looking at half these people who are on this challenge are married, got a girlfriend.
I think it's a joke.
Okay, maybe it's a joke.
It's supposed to be like what you would be.
But see, I don't think my wife would think it was funny.
Oh no! Listen, no black woman would think. No black woman would think it's funny to pretend you're on Tinder at all.
Right.
I mean, that would be the prank to end all pranks, and the prank to end your life. If you put yourself on Tinder just to
your marriage at least.
But yeah, I mean the different images for different, and it's true. LinkedIn, you have the professional photo shot.
Right.
Facebook, maybe fun, family stuff. Instagram, you're trying to be a model. And Tinder, you just going for the guts. You're just going for the glory. You just want to, show off your best feature, this, the cleavage, whatever. And that persona, I'm like, it almost speaks to our schizophrenic online personas that we have now.
It is.
It really does. Like I had a point in time where I would say stuff on Twitter I wouldn't say on Facebook.
Okay.
Because I had a different group of followers, I could be a little bit more risque. And then when that didn't work, I created a fake account.
So wait a minute. You got a fake account, and then you joined the church.
The fake account was for jokes I couldn't tell. It wasn't like I'm trying to get with somebody. I shouldn't even said that. Now I'm just gonna have all kind of questions, man. But I might even have to expose myself just to clear my name. But it creates it speaks to these are the personas that we're trying to live under. And by the way, somebody's trying to get to know you. Let's just be honest, based off of what they see there. Because again, this whole public, let's go meet, go on a date, double date, all that stuff, it is not the most common thing anymore.
Right.
What do you say the first time you meet somebody, whether you're in church, at the club, or whatever? What's your IG? What's your Snap? What's your, whatever it is that you're on? I mean, you are instantly going to that thing. I mean, you can't even ask me for a business card. Like, why you ask me for a business card for? You just find me on Instagram. What
Exactly. Now, see, when I was growing up, my thing was, my little Mac move was to go to the skating ring. You know what I'm saying? I might pull out some cash and I write my number on a $20 bill, but there was like 51s up underneath the $20 bill.
Okay, right.
Because you trying to, that's how you show people you had some money. The girls want the money, whatever it was.
Okay.
But now, you can sit on Instagram and you could, you could First of all, you could be sitting in a car.
That's not yours.
Yeah, you at the car lot.
Listen. That's what at least half the attendees at the Cleveland Car Show are gonna be doing next week.
Exactly.
Like half the people at the Cleveland Car Show are just gonna be flossing and on Instagram.
My new whip.
This is my new whip outside the club. There's somebody else. Somebody go, get away from my car. Or the hairstyles. Photoshop. It's real.
It is.
And we pretend like it's not real, but the fact of the matter is, for every one selfie you see online, that person has 30 more in their phone, or they've deleted 30 more.
Yeah.
I've done it. I'm a grown man, and we don't even care about my looks as much. But I know, I'm like, oh, no, that looked a little strange. I was squinting, da-da-da-da. And you put that perfect image. That's not real life, man. We used to joke about looking your best in the club, and then you wake up next to somebody, you see the real them or whatever.
Right.
This is on a whole nother level because they're creating a whole lifestyle, and it goes beyond pics. It goes beyond pics. People perpetuate wisdom and opinions.
Come on, Doc.
That have nothing to do with their real outlook on life or their real. I don't care how many times you share T.D. Jakes memes and Ayana Von Zant and all this other stuff. You're a strong black woman. I'm adjusting my sister's crown. you putting all this stuff on here about I'm adjusting my sister's crown while you trying to get with your sister's man. I mean, you can say it all you want. You can say it all you want. But you up in somebody's inbox at the same time, you talking about, I'm going to support you, sis. Let's make a stronger community. I just want a good man. I just want a good woman. Whatever it is, it's not real, and it's become too easy to be.
Right. And dudes is just as shiesty as the girls.
All day,
they is just as shiesty. They in people's inbox. And it's not easy. Truth be told, it's not easy going to the mall nowadays with everybody wearing spandex pants. It's not. I mean, let's just be honest. It's not. I mean, somebody who don't got a body, it makes you have a body.
And you know what's funny? When I was overseas, very conservative. Like, I had to think about it like the 5th, 6th day when I was in Israel. Like, I have seen no one dress provocatively the entire time I was here.
Wow.
Like, nothing. I mean, there's one person walked up in a halfway kind of sort of, and I was like, almost had like a double take, and then you get back to the airport in New Jersey, it's like doggone Players Club. As soon as you get back in the States, but you're right, and everybody is showing, including people who we say moral shift or I can be saved and sexy, and all that kind of. I mean, and you're attracting an attention, male or female. You're showing your best, and nothing wrong with showing you, but you got best features. God bless you.
Praise
but
God.
There's this sort of exhibition. You said praise him. There's this exhibition. Make you want to say, take your time, help yourself.
Yes, yeah.
But we're all showing off.
Do you recall the whole big, scandal it was when I think it was Tamala Mann who wore a risque outfit. Tamala Mann, first of all, shouldn't be wearing risque out, but
say that.
No, I'm not saying.
Are you her husband?
I could be Mr. Brown.
Listen. You got a few more pounds to go, Doc.
But I mean,
and what's the name's album cover? Who was it? The Erica Campbell.
Erica
Campbell.
Campbell.
Yeah.
So I mean, we have. I think we live in that society.
I just want to tell you, she looked good, Doc.
Oh my God!
Praise the Lord. It was beautiful. So let's keep going.
Yes, but I mean, we live in that society where, those looks mean, and it gets you more likes. It gets your page up.
Slay.
Right. It gets your page up.
I'm sanctified and slaying.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just, and everybody at all times, it's no different than putting on your best outfit to go out. Being on social media is like being eternally out.
Right, exactly.
Let's be honest.
Until truth be told, because you
got to
keep on
fake like
you got to keep on buying outfits.
Well,
because you can't wear the same.
Or if you run out of outfits, you want to fake like you bumming it up today, but that's your real self. You want to fake like, yeah, I'm bumming up. I didn't do my hair. No, this is you every day. This is what I see as sparkle when I go get some bread. This is.
I woke up like this. No, you didn't. No, you did.
With a hairdresser right next to you. Okay, so let's go a little further with this, Jeff, because I know this will be tight, man. Okay, so you are doing everything right. You're the holy man, woman, or whatever. How much do you talk about your desires and your wants and your hopes and dreams for love online? You're single.
The really sad part about that is because when you do find somebody who does that, they're classified as thirsty. They're classified as thirsty, and I think it's wrong.
Thirst is real.
Yeah, thirst is real. But
we see thirst with the every time that nice pic does go up. Let's just say I was a single guy. I'm not. Nice pic goes up, you look beautiful, or the heart or the light. Somebody's writing like a whole story, like you are the Nubian queen of 1,000 generations.
Oh my God, I've never seen anything like
this
before.
The Lord is pleased with you. You are Eve. I mean,
you're the first woman ever.
My loins are enraged at this point. I mean, I get it. But I'm talking about the pureness of it. I'm talking about, we know you're single. You don't need to throw it in our faces. We know you're waiting on a good man or woman to come into your life. And so whether it's I'm tired of this foolishness, or you're, how much do you, or this, it's time. Here's my prayer for my future husband.
It happens all the time.
Here's my prayer for and I think you get the future husband more than your future wife.
Right.
But here's the prayer for my future. I am good and saved. And if even an attractive person was posting that up and I was ready, I'd be like, you sound like you're going to try to have intercessory prayer and not sex with me, so no. And I mean, you could talk about all the sharing love and how you're going to pour into one another, you're going to do it, God. But just the fact that you put it all out, it's almost like you put out this long list of requirements and demands and thirst.
Thirst, yes.
That now you're sort of, just like you've molded an image of yourself on social media, you're also molding or trying to manufacture or attract this particular model of person, like a custom-made car.
Absolutely, but the sad thing is when you put out that
at least
image,
that's how it comes off, right, whether you know it or not.
But even though you put it all out there like that, and it's fine. I don't have a problem with that. My problem with it is that you have somebody scheming, and they'll become that person.
Oh, I will be exactly.
They will become, and it's we have chameleons who can, they can be the church person that you want them to be until the late in the midnight hour.
I knew though. I mean, how many? You want a good girl? Where do you go?
Church.
Act like you love the Lord, trying to get close. I mean, how many? Come on, man. I mean, you can go back and say, I started going to Shemika Church when we was talking.
Right, absolutely.
I wasn't studying.
Absolutely.
I didn't know nothing about the church you grew up in. Didn't know this man. The church wouldn't go there on a regular basis. Nothing to attract me. Females there. Can you play the organ? I sure can. For every anniversary service.
But I mean, let's just be real. This is exactly what you can do. You can look at this person's account, okay, and you see what she wants in a man.
What she's had.
And what she's had, right? But you take enough, you go through her account enough, you can find out where she lives, what church she goes to, where she works.
Ooh.
You can find out all of that.
This is a Tyler Perry movie right now. You didn't wrote a whole plot.
Exactly. You can
Jeff Perry.
You can by mistake be walking past her house as she's coming. You know what time she goes to work.
You will pray next to her at the altar.
Come on, sir.
And be like, this is what I've been praying for. What in the? But here's it reminds me of when I was not growing up, but working at the state of Ohio and doing the job application for people. The key, the trick was always give back to the employer what they put in the description. Make sure you put it on your resume. Even if you had to change a few words and try to match up with what they're looking for.
Yes.
Find a way. Sometimes you end up fudging. Sometimes you end up exaggerating.
Yes.
So I've been to 3 or 4 HBCU campuses in my life on various business. But if I see a diversity coordinator position that needs strong ties with historically black colleges and universities, I'm going to be like, I have a long history of engagement with HBCU. I drove on the campus and drove off the campus, but I can make it be that. And that's, like you said, that's dangerous. You might be attracting predators.
Right.
You might be attracting manipulators or people. Here's where it gets real deep, because we all know that everybody is not. We all have frailties and failures. Some people will look at this long laundry list, because I've been in entertainment and done different shows. If an artist comes in and says, I need this, 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 and this, you're going to settle for this.
Right.
Doc, you want to Escalade, you're going to get a Tahoe. You know what I mean? You wanted this $3,000 mic, you're going to get whatever mic we got in this church. You know what I mean? So now you got a guy who's saying, okay, how much can I lower this person's standards? Or a female saying, I know what your ideal is, but because you're coming off, and I'm not stupid, I can count on how old you are. You probably already been through a marriage, you got kids or whatever. There's a good chance you might settle. History tells us that you could get all these ideals you want to, and a whole lot of people with high ideals have eventually found themselves with a work in progress, if you will. A DIY home kit. But so I'm not saying that that's a negative thing, because there's a lot of positive groups. There's singles groups. They're encouraging each other. But after a while, and again, because social media, whether we realize it or not, and we should know it by now, it puts us in bubbles.
Right.
There's a good chance that if all you're talking about is your singleness, the ads that pop up, the friends that show up on your timeline will be in the same position you are. And believe it or not, that's actually not really the answer. If you think it's going to put more single, I mean, it's not. The algorithms, whatever, what it's going to do. You end up around the same 30 people all praying the same prayer for the same kingdom woman.
Y'all might all end up with the same man.
And I'm like, how come y'all just don't hook up and just pick one? I mean, y'all all, you've been to all these conferences, grab somebody and go. I mean, it's almost like, it's like, how many, but okay, so with social media, and it allows us to be so particular, are we being too picky? Because again, we have honed an image, we've honed a message, we have honed an ideal. Where is flexibility?
Well, I don't.
Because now you said all this, now you got to get this.
Right, but I mean, okay, just because you said it, do you have to have it all? I mean,
if the public pressure you might have presented for yourself.
But the public pressure, but I mean, let's just, like you said, we're gonna settle. You gonna settle. I mean, let's
settle,
just,
sis.
Let's just be honest.
I'm trying to help you, sis.
Let's just be honest as men. As men, if I was looking for a wife right now, first of all, I only want one kid. If you got one. And there's very few who do got one.
What if I have 2.5?
No, we ain't.
Two and a midget.
The perfect thing is that you want your wife to look good. You want her to have that banging body.
2 and 1 you're not sure about.
I said one you're not sure about. As the church guy. 2 and impossible.
The verdict's still out. The verdict's still out on Bill Jr. here.
See, now y'all inbox Pastor Todd. Inbox him, because some of y'all, you got one in the possible.
Hey, we don't know how long he's going to be a junior. The test might come back. All right, so we're looking. All right,
that's what you're looking for. You want this girl who
only one
good,
baby.
One baby, look good, got a job. You know what I mean?
Some of her hair. Some of it hers.
Well, yeah, some of it.
It.
I ain't
a patch.
At least wear your wigs right. At least
right. No Tyler Perry wigs.
At least make sure your sew in is sewed in.
Exactly.
We don't want to see the sew in, Joe.
Exactly.
But you know what I mean. So you have to you take that list of 5 things and you try to at least meet a couple of them.
Right.
You know what I mean.
Right.
And sometimes you're gonna have to settle, because truth be told, some things they're gonna have to settle on you.
Everybody's settling. Everybody's settling a little bit. But the last part I'll say about the social media is how much we exhibit about ourselves even when we're in a love life. Because honestly, I mean, you take my wife and I mean, we have been the one of those, not the only ones, but we've been one of those community couples since we were young. We just been. It's beautiful. It really is. It ain't no perfection there. A lot of highs and lows and all of that stuff. But the imagery, the perfect little wedding, the little, all that stuff, it's carried on. We're 15 years deep now.
Right.
20 years since we met.
Right.
And it's crazy to think about, but that image is now something that honestly, if everything started to go to heck on me, I'd probably be thinking about.
Right, definitely.
And we don't want to admit that. People can make all these declarations. I don't care what it looks like. I'm going to just do right. Nah, 5,000 people have been following me for 15 years. And we're just, the Barack and Michelle of the West Side or whatever,
right.
And that plays with your mind. And perhaps that could be the new remember, we used to talk about, people staying in relationships that are toxic or abusive or whatever. That could be the new pressure. That could be a part for some people of what will people think, what will people say. And unfortunately, social media pressure is still that. Take the media out, and it's still social pressure.
Social pressure all the time.
And it's still there. So, again, how much you exhibit, one thing I'm a little proud of, to the most part I can think of, never taking my relationship issues to Facebook or Instagram.
Shouldn't. Please don't.
Here we are at the ball. Here we are on Easter. Love my baby. Happy New Year. Happy birthday, Valentine's Day, all that. All this other stuff about, see, you need to cook for your man more. And, if you ain't giving it up, somebody going to give it.
Stop it.
I've seen some train wrecks, man.
It happens, and we see them, and then then the sad thing is you see them on social media, and then you see them in real life, and then you really have to. And
they act like people ain't supposed to remember.
Right, and don't let them be a part of our ministries.
Oh, that's a whole nother story, man.
That's a whole nother
that'll end a ministry relationship right there, because you put so much and you're embarrassed, to come back around.
And then you as a pastor has to, especially if it's husband and wife, you got this husband and wife, and it's playing out on social media, but it's also in the church. So how do we, as pastors, deal with who, you want to be on the side of right,
but
even the
people,
wrong one.
Oh, absolutely.
You're still the wrong one's pastor.
Oh, yeah. And you know what's crazy is you get a front row seat to a circus. We've watched like the back and forth comments between couples. Right. It's like a circuit. You're just family members jumping in, friends, And we talk about keyboard warriors and stuff. We do it all the time. You say crazy stuff you wouldn't say to people's faces. Absolutely. Or there used to be hidden arguments from the public, and you're just like, oh. So when you say we fixed it, what's your 3,000 friends supposed to do with this 300 comment thread that we had to endure, or some people participated in?
Right.
Are you going back and looking at the people that egged you on? Are you, let's say it works out. Praise God. Are you paying attention to the people that were, you don't need her, you don't need no.
And it's sad because you'll forgive your husband, but you're mad at your friends.
Because
your husband, the one,
they
the one messed up. Why you mad at them?
Right.
They either trying to take on your side, or they ain't on your side. Either way, it's between you and your husband. But y'all had the nerve to put it out there on social media. So now you got to be mad at them, and now we have to sit up here
outing
and go
people,
through all this thing. Come on, man.
Screenshots. And the internet is forever. I used to do workshops for the kids. There is no such thing as a delete button.
Absolutely.
Everything can be found.
Everything.
One way or another. You'd be surprised at who is screenshotting your information for later entertainment.
Absolutely.
Including
Absolutely.
your pastor. No, I'm joking. But
now let me, because this is a question that was asked, and I'm not really a house. I know it's time. We just about done. But this is a Housewives. I don't really watch it, but
Housewives.
But my wife does, and I was sitting there watching the end, and the question was asked: if you know something about one of your friends' husbands, let's just say, or wives, as your friend, do you tell them? And so,
depends on what kind of friendship y'all got, and are you willing to accept the consequences of telling them? Some people say it's not your business.
Right.
I think if somebody's in danger in one way or another, I think you should always look out for the safety of your friends. There could be a STD situation in the mix of this. There could be financial repercussions and other danger. If you're messing with somebody, it's a love triangle. Something could go down ugly between people. I think it behooves you to try to salvage that person's life and dignity. But it's a case-by-case basis. You don't always know.
Just don't.
Would you?
I would definitely want to, let them know. If I saw, and I trust me, I know I'm never gonna see Lady Shamika with anybody else. But if I saw Lady, first of all, you need to give somebody the benefit of the doubt.
For.
You need to give them, because you don't know what's really going on.
They say believe half of what you see and none of what you hear.
Right. Well, my point is, though, don't at least talk to them without telling social media.
Oh, absolutely.
At
Oh,
least
yeah.
talk to
I
them
mean, yeah.
about it,
I
you
mean,
know,
that's
because a lot of people want
so.
to
How about
run.
the fail-safe to that? What do you think about combined accounts when the husband and wife have it together? It'd be like Jeff Tiff, Tiff Jeff Stan, Tiff Jeff Stan,
Jeffany.
Jeffany. Is that the cure-all? Is that really gonna stop somebody from having some side conversation on a fake account or text? Probably not.
No, it's not.
Does that tell the world we're so united that this bond can't be broken because?
I think that's what it's supposed to tell the world. It's
There's
probably
a way
not
around
the truth.
everything. Let's just be honest.
There's a
There's a way
shortcut to
around.
everything.
That ring won't do it.
Right.
What makes you think the shared Facebook account will do it? Well, so I hope people exercise wisdom with Religiously Incorrect by watching Religiously Incorrect with the Love Unfiltered.
Yeah.
You know, at some point, you have to live without the filters. You might as well start now.
Absolutely.
And at some point, you have to learn how to shut your mouth and turn your phone off and stop exposing your whole life to everybody. There's a whole lot of stuff I talk about church, what's going on in the world. What you will not hear is my sex life. You will not hear my frustrations. It's been dry all month, all this kind of stuff. I mean, really, it lessens you whether you know it or not, and it follows you.
And lessens the person you're with.
If you really care about that person,
Amen.
you wouldn't expose them. So this has been Religiously Incorrect.
Hallelujah.
Praise him.
Hallelujah.
What, you about to sing the song of the Lord? Jeff's favorite thing is the song of the Lord. All right, follow us on all major platforms. We want to see more likes on Facebook. We're awfully close. We probably have 1,000 by now.
Yeah,
we want to go ahead and shoot for 2,000. We
go.
want to have thousands of subscribers on YouTube. You are our #1 cheerleaders. You can make this blow up. We love you. We love the comments.
Listen,
we love the feedback.
We're
the
about
shares.
to come out with some merchandise.
Merch.
Please tell me what you want. Let us know what you want. We want
brand
rip. We want to get it all in your house. Get some cups. Get some T-shirts. All that kind of stuff. Look, Pastor Todd got something on right now. I don't know.
You want to release some boxers.
Yes. The edibles. Some edibles.
Okay. There it is. There it is. This is a fairly innocent joke until Tiffany.
Tiffany, I'm gonna eat you.
I hope you cut this off. This is highly inappropriate. I was just gonna say, get some boxes and say this is about to be religiously incorrect.
We out.
You went straight to strawberry flavored
peaches and cream, baby.
The bed is undefiled, Doc. God bless y'all. See you next time.